Hello, everybody. We are in a New York state of mind. Hello, everyone. My name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are your Bourbon Journey.
I'm pretty excited to try this. This is one of the first rye whiskeys coming out of 5094. And it's an Empire Rye. So let me tell you a little bit about it. This is the 5094 Transplant Empire Rye Whiskey. It is a Tom Jones Old Lewis Hunter Restoration release. The classification is a straight Empire Rye whiskey. The company is a collaboration between Glenns Creek Distilling and 5094 Distilling. It was mashed, fermented, distilled, and aged over 4 years in New York, then acquired by Glenns Creek 5094 in February of 2026. The mash bill is 94% rye, 6% malted barley. It aged 54 months or 4.5 years. Its proof is 111.2. The SRP is $51.89. It was released in July of 2026. This is a single barrel 1, bottle 59. We purchased this in person for that SRP on July 4th at the Glenns Creek Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. Proceeds directly benefit Tom Jones's effort to restore the historic Old Lewis Hunter Distillery. So we got to taste it that night?
We did. And we tasted with a couple of our Patreons the night before the 4th of July. And it's the first time that I can say that I got dill.
He's been looking for dill and rye for how long? How many times have we asked you all, what has a good dill? Tell Wayne, please.
And I couldn't understand it till Liz, who's going to be watching this, she explained to me that it was there and what to look for. And I responded back to her with what I was finding, and she said, that's it. Now, whether that carries over or not, I don't know. I know it probably will, but that was the first time where I'm like, got it.
And the way Liz explained it, Wayne was probably looking for dill pickles because he loves dill pickles, but you're not going to find all that vinegar note and hopefully in your rye whiskey, but looking for that dill weed. So anyway, that was pretty fun. And Tom Jones has been working for like the last 6 years with Dave Meyer at Glenns Creek Distilling. He's there working on the weekends. He has a full-time job as well. He works there doing a lot of distilling with them, learning everything about the business as he restores 5094, which is really coming along. The pictures are coming along quite nicely. We haven't been there yet. But I was fascinated by an Empire Rye. I've studied quite a few ryes and things, Pennsylvania rye, pre-Prohibition rye. But an Empire Rye, think about New York City, right? New York State. It has to be following the exact specifications by the Empire Rye Whiskey Association. And they're trying to go back to the pre-Prohibition standards of what they did in New York with rye whiskey. So it has to be a minimum of 75% of the mash bill has to be rye grains that were grown in New York State. So that's the first piece. And the other 25% can be grain from anywhere. Of course, the production and everything else has to also happen in New York State, which this did. And the other thing that's different from most rye rules, let's say they take the regular standard rye whiskey rules and up it a little bit, and including having the 75% minimum, because normally it's 51% minimum rye. But the other piece is they have a lower barrel entry proof. For rye and bourbon, it's maximum barrel entry proof of 125, but the Empire State is 115. So it's a little bit lower barrel entry proof, mimicking more of what they did in more olden times. And it has to be aged a minimum of 2 years. Kind of interesting.
Well, I think there's more to it than that.
Okay.
Well, Empire Rye. Okay. You have David Darth Maul Meyer. And what does a Sith Lord do? He finds an apprentice, Tom Jones. Not unusual to be loved by you. What do they both do? One revived Glenns Creek or the Old Crow, and the other one's reviving the old 5094, reviving another one. Two guys are kind of paired together, you know, these Sith Lords or whatever, and the bourbon world will not recover from this. They will own it when all is said and done, because the Empire did strike back.
Okay, so let's smell it.
Okay.
First time we're having it in a Glen, so I'm excited about that.
The rye is heavy with this. It's rye dill. It's what Liz described to me to look for.
And it's minty too.
It is.
But I'd say the dill takes a little more of a front seat to the mint.
Yeah, and that was what she was explaining to me with this one, that as I was getting that mint, I'm like, I'm getting something else I don't understand. She goes, that's the dill.
It's really bright. I feel like I'm walking in a field, if that makes sense. It smells very fresh. There's nothing artificial on this nose. It's like you're out in the grassy rye field and there's dill waving in the air as well, or something. That I feel like I'm outdoors, but I don't have bugs and heat.
Okay.
It's light and bright. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
It is. I'm sick of sniffing dill. Now I want pickles, but that's another thing. But anyway, cheers to the 5094 Transplant Rye.
Cheers.
See, that is really different from the ryes I've had.
Yeah.
It is, if you like dill, this is it. This is dill, this is rye. This is a really, really good ride. And for the price, my gosh.
Yeah, I'm also getting a nuttiness with it.
I can see
So-
that.
That barley component and that rye together is coming off a little nutty, kind of like an almond for me. It's not really peanutty, it's more almond-esque. And the dill and the mint remain. And on the back end, I'm getting almost a little chocolate note. I don't usually get that with a rye. I'm gonna try it again.
I get coffee in the mid and the back.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, see, but those are close. Cocoa and coffee can sometimes, one person's palate picks up one picks up another.
What I remember when we were sitting around the table, we were tasting this with David Meyer, the owner of Glenns Creek Distilling, is I tried this and I looked at him and you guys are just too good. I was just like, you dirty. I was just really, it's like, you guys do a really good job out there. And this is, once again, this is another one. Now, granted, they bought it from somewhere else.
But they picked it.
They picked it. They probably, knowing them, they left the whatever mediocre barrels there. They took the best of what they could get. And boy, this is a good one. This is a really, really good one.
I'm liking the way it's so consistent. It starts out very light and bright on the nose with that mint and dill. Then on the palate, it's almost like almond and chocolate for me. The mint is much lighter, but the dill remains. And then the finish is a light, like a white pepper kind of on the finish. And again, the dill is all the way through. I like that. Yeah, it's a very, very nice rye. I like it a lot. I still wouldn't just open it. It wouldn't be my choice after work to sip. I'm going to be transparent there, because I can enjoy a taste of rye. I can enjoy sipping rye. But if I'm going to have one drink in the evening after work, it's going to be pretty rare that I pull out a bottle of rye. But if I have friends over that want to try a different rye, I'm going to pull this one out. And if someone says, gosh, all ryes taste alike to me, we have 3 or 4 we pull out and include this as one that's also different. So that's interesting. And I think the way this tastes, this one might have to be experimented with for a cocktail as well, to see where those notes might make a lot of sense. I like it though.
I think it's good. I think it's solid. I think for the price, it's a buy, back up, and maybe back up that buy that you backed up. It's very good.
And part of the proceeds are going to help revive an operational distillery that Tom's trying to get operational again. So that's a good thing. There are so many forgotten distilleries out there that went under during either Prohibition or in the 70s when everything started going down, that it's great when people like Dave and Tom find places and start refurbishing them, trying to bring them back to their old glory.
And, especially now in this quote unquote whiskey downturn, which I don't totally buy, but I really admire people that go ahead and they have a vision and a passion in their heart to proceed forward and go ahead and go with their dreams. And I look forward to going to the property. I admire Tom Jones for doing this and for following the footsteps of his mentor, Dave. It's really good stuff and really good people.
Absolutely.
So with that, I'm going to raise my glass up to the first dill that I ever found in a rye, and that's this Transplant. Tom, you do a great job out there. David Meyer, you sneaky devil, you brought another convert into your business. if you like what we do, hit the subscribe button and always remember to drink responsibly. Today, go to New York, which is in Kentucky, which is at the 5094 Transplant Distillery, and have some of the Empire Rye. Cheers.
Cheers.